Today we play golf.
Let me show you how we do it in the pros.
Welcome to Behind the Golf Brand Podcast.
I never miss with the 7-iron.
A conversation with some of the most interesting innovators and entrepreneurs behind the biggest names in golf.
My friends were the golf clubs. I lived on the golf course. I lived on the driving range.
From pro talk
You should learn something from each and every single round you play in.
to fun from on and off the green.
Why would you play golf if you don't play it for money?
Just let me put the ball in the hole.
This is Behind the Golf Brand Podcast with Paul Liberatore. Behind the Golf Brand Podcast is sponsored by On Point, the revolutionary three-dimensional domed golf ball marker. On Point provides alignment recognition as small as a degree of inaccuracy from the planned course of the putt face angle. Endorsed by Jim Furyk, U.S. Open champion and 17-time PGA Tour winner. On Point alignment technology has been proven to increase putting performance and help lower your score. Visit onpointgolf.us and be sure to use code GA10 for a 10% discount. On Point, make more putts.
What's up, guys? Paul from Golfers Authority, and welcome to the Behind the Golf Brand Podcast. This week, we have a really good friend of mine, Dan Erdman from Other Towels. Other's pretty much the premier towel company right now in golf. They've been around for, I don't know, probably 4 years, I would say, and just has been tearing it up. So it's kind of cool, like, to see the original, because you're starting to see a lot of copycats out there. But Dan's with us today. We're going to learn all about Other and their story and how they came to fruition. So welcome to the show.
Thank you, man. I'm excited to be here.
So where are you?
Toronto. Unfortunately, not golfing weather in mid-December.
December.
Yeah. We kind of get the short end of the stick when it comes to the golfing season. But, it gives us a bunch of anticipation and I guess it makes it a little bit more special to be on a golf course.
What is your golf season in that area? I have no idea. I'm in Arizona.
Yeah, about April to end of October. Sometimes you can squeeze in some rounds in November. But it gets really pretty in the fall time with the changing colors up in Canada, especially at a couple of local golf courses that I used to work at. But we're kind of in the opposite direction. Like Arizona peak golf seasons, I want to believe, in the wintertime.
Yeah. We're like year round, but like it starts from, the perfect golfing weather, I would say, is beginning of November to May, and then it starts getting really hot. And
yeah.
So, but it's pretty decent. It's just cheaper in the summer. That's all really it is. You can play TPC for like $100, but right now it's like $400. So,
wow.
No thanks.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So my first question to you is, when did you, what is your first memory of golf? Like, have you always played golf, like, since you were a kid, or how did you get into it?
Yeah. So growing up in Canada, I played a lot of hockey and probably started hockey when I was about 7-8 years old. So actually pretty typical for a lot of Canadian kids. And I stuck with the same group of hockey players and team members for pretty much my entire junior hockey career, if you can call it that. A lot of my friends would go from the natural transition to hockey in the wintertime and golf in the summertime. And it was a cool pastime. And especially a couple of my best friends at the time would frequently, go to the local driving range and tear it up a little bit. So, it was more just for fun and didn't take it overly seriously, but at the same time, we were all competitive kids. So we almost got into some fistfights on the golf course. Very hockey player-like, not very golfer etiquette-esque.
So when you played hockey until when? Like, did you want to go to the pros or what?
I played up until end of high school.
And then it was that you're not going to NHL, and you're like, nah, I'm really
yeah. It was competitive hockey. It wasn't anything too crazy. I played for my high school hockey team in grade 9, grade 10 for a little bit, and we were playing up against some really good.
Like really good,
schools. Right? Yeah, we weren't too good. But yeah, we were playing against guys that were going pro and going to the OHL, which is the minor the step before you get to the NHL. So yeah, I realized at that point that there wasn't much of a career.
So like I have a friend here in the Valley who was an NHL player, and he's Canadian, shocker. And he actually won 2 Stanley Cups, but
Cool.
for the Avalanche. And like he's a little bit older than me, but he was telling me like he played. I don't know how hockey really worked. I mean, I played hockey in high school too, but in Arizona we had like 3 hockey rinks, so there wasn't that much. So he was saying that like when you like he played juniors or something in Oshawa, and like what is that? Is that like the next level? I guess like when you come out of high school and then you start playing for like or is that like in high school and you're really good and you play for like a juniors team? I was always wondered that.
Yeah, it's kind of like the bridge between like super competitive hockey. So like I would assume that's like junior A, and yeah, like that's like the step before you enter the NHL pretty much for a lot of people.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so that's really high level, and especially when I was playing the high school hockey, everything was just going so fast, and it's crazy how quickly it like when you're watching the game from your couch or even from the stands, it doesn't appear as quick as when you're obviously
on the ice.
On the ice.
Like, and these guys are super good, and you're like, oh wait, am I leaving?
Yeah, it's just happening so quickly. But yeah, it was a good time more than anything, and it's fun to have a team sport and get really invested with your teammates on a game and that sort of thing.
So like, did you just go to college like most people?
Yeah, I went to university for 3 years, and then I actually dropped out to start the business. I was studying entrepreneurship, and yeah, it was
pissed. My parents have been pissed.
Absolutely.
But now they're like, "Oh, that's a really good decision," and you're no kidding.
Yeah, man, it was the right time for me, and I feel like a lot of younger people somewhat have an edge when starting business, and it's like their first, like there's pros and cons to both. This was like my first actual job. Like I worked at summer camps and in the back shop just a little bit at some golf courses. And I didn't have obviously the experience and know like a lot about the business world, but at the same time, I had the ability to fuck up. Excuse me. We might have to beep that out.
Beep. All right.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
and not have too large of penalties because I didn't have to like support a family. I didn't have a lot of expenses, and I had that time to grow into my career. And
like you could be a lot more nimble, right?
Yeah, 100%. So I'm super fortunate that I started when I did, and at the moment I'm 25 years old, and I started at 21. And
25?
Yeah.
Holy crap, man!
Yeah,
your dad. Not really. Well, could I be your dad? Let's see. I could be your dad. Well, if I had a baby when I was like in high school or something.
Yeah.
You're a baller. Yeah. You're 25. Listen to you guys. He's 25. He runs like a huge golf towel company. That's nuts.
Thanks, man. And yeah,
says, I'm 25. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, for
I'm the
sure.
Boss, bitch.
and especially working with some of the larger customers that we have. I was like 22 years old speaking to retailers and that sort of thing, and
like big retailers. Like you guys are in, like, aren't you guys in Dick's and other sporting goods stores?
Yeah, we're in all Dick's Sporting Goods, Golf Galaxy, and Golf Town locations. So yeah, those are the big ones that we can really penetrate and that sort of thing. So we're really
which is not easy at any age. I mean, especially in the golf towel market, like you would think, like, it's just kind of cool. So
yeah, it's because we had, as you mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, this unique idea to create fashionable golf towels, and we were the first in with this concept. And you get rewarded for speed and having the initial idea, and it's really fun to be the first in because we're setting the stage. We're creating something new, and there's something really invigorating about creating new and better products that a lot of copycat brands, I can't imagine, have the same sort of fulfillment and obviously success when they're
they think they gotta make money quick. It's like, to them, it's like a get rich quick scheme. You know what I mean? Or I don't know. The best advice I ever got from anybody is in the golf industry, at least, was they said, you need to focus on like one product that you're really good at, and then branch out to other products, or work with brands that are just like you, and then do something with them. And I was like, that's really good. That's good advice. I mean,
100%.
And they're a huge shoe company. I'm not gonna tell you who it is, but
cool. No,
so you dropped out of college. So like, were you just in college one day and you're saying, I mean, this sucks. I don't want to graduate. I want to be a CEO.
Yeah.
Or did that really happen? Because I don't think that happened. Or what happened?
I didn't take it overly seriously. Like I didn't take even working my other job seriously, because I always knew this was my path, and that I wanted to have my own company like since a super young age. So it was always in the back of my mind.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. And I'm super fortunate that I did it. And again, like as you mentioned, it's risky, and my family wasn't 100% on board, but luckily I made it work very quickly. So
here's the deal. I don't tell this to my kids, but I've talked to other like entrepreneurs and CEOs of companies that are like us, right? And they 100% agreed. And they say the same to their kids too. They're like, oh, you need to go to college. Dude, college is bullshit. You need to go to college. Like, if you want to become a doctor or a lawyer or something, like, okay, go to college. Yeah. But like, really, anybody can go to college nowadays and get a diploma and say I went to college. Like, it's just a way of, I don't know. Like, if you want to make money in your life, run your own business. The rich people I know have their own business, and they just bootstrapped it and they built it and they figured it out. I don't know. I see that a lot as a lawyer. Like, a lot of my clients, that's how they started, and they're older now, right? And they, they got in on franchises early on when they were starting to become popular. Like they're all in the 70s.
Right.
Now they own like 200 burgers.
One of those guys.
Yeah, one of those guys. Throws open a bed. Yeah. They're like,
no, for sure. That's great. And for me, like I've always wanted to have like my own brand in a sense, and I think a franchise is an amazing opportunity, and especially if you're able to scale it to that level. I just really enjoy creating stuff.
That's old school,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Especially with COVID now, you don't want real estate. I mean, 100%. You don't want to rent. I guess that may rephrase that. Real estate's always a good investment. Don't get me wrong. You don't want to get into a franchise and like be a Subway or something, in a retail plaza or at a mall. Like,
we have an entirely virtual team, and it's been working for us. So it reduces our overhead, and all of our products. Craig is, he's actually pretty far away from me.
Really?
An hour's
Canada too.
Drive. Yeah, like relatively far. Like an hour away, up a little bit north.
That's funny. I was like, "Where's Craig?" Craig.
Yeah, no, he's great. He's absolutely. He was our fourth hire, and he does a good job for us.
No, I think it's so cool. I've learned this too. I've talked to other brands. I talked to Vice about this, right? Like I work with Vice, and I know they're number like two or three employee after the founders, right? So they've been with them forever, and it's just cool to hear that, after 10 years or whatever. And there's like, oh yeah, I just start. I know so many guys that like start out with the new brands, and then they're still with them 10, 15, 20 years later, because they care about the brand, and they try to grow it, and they on it, which is the best part, is that they feel that they're part of it. It's not like they're an 100%. Employee, and it's like, oh, I'm going to clock in, clock out. Like I never want employees. I
100%.
have people that are passionate, see the same vision, and whatever goal that is to them. Like I mean, our whole team's virtual, and we're all around the world, really, at this point. Yeah. But it's just trying to find good people. That's the key.
100%. And we feel the same thing with every one of our team members is excited and passionate about what we do. And there's like a buzz. It's different than a corporate job. And I had this discussion with one of my friends. Actually, funny enough, last year I went to the University of Guelph. I did like an incubator program through there. So I met
the one you went to.
A different one.
That'd be funnier than hell. You're just like, I dropped out you guys because this is stupid.
Yeah. No, and then I came back for a hot second. But yeah.
And then they gave you an honorary diploma, and then your parents. You're like, look what I got.
Yeah, it's different. Like I was there and speaking to obviously like a lot higher level people at the university. So it was kind of interesting to get back there and everyone to be like super welcoming and like honestly congratulatory and that sort of thing. So yeah, shout out to Tyler at Guelph and all of them. But anyways, the process has been great having team members that
25.
enjoy.
I just can't believe it because I think you're like, I thought you were in your 30s, but like you've only been around for 4 years. You're 21, 22, starting a brand. Like this is one of those stories that like I don't hear that often. You know, I mean, you hear a lot of guys starting stuff in their late 20s, like out of college. Then they start the company because they hate their corporate job, you know, it's a second gig. But this is kind of cool because I think this is one of the first times we've actually like, which is kudos because it's really neat.
Yeah. This is our first, of course, our first video chat right now. But as you mentioned, you've been in touch with our team and I'm sure, when you hear Dan Erdman or whatever, you know, it's like, of course, you usually associate with an older person. And I've actually had that. Yeah. No, for sure. But
that's not, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I think it's awesome because if you think about it, I'm 43, right? Which I don't know if I'm 43, but I'm 43.
No.
So, I mean, when I was 25, if I was 21, I started a business. I mean, I have 17 years on you, but it's like you have you're already at this level and you have your whole future. And it's just so cool because imagine what you can do, which is awesome is over the next, what can you do in the industry, right? Because
thanks, dude.
I feel like you're seeing a really big shift right now in golf, especially, I mean, I'm no expert, but I just see it on the product level. You know, every once in a while you see somebody be a kind of a changer in the game. And I think it's cool, especially with COVID, especially you see how the game is changing and there's more people coming to it. And I don't know. I just think it's a cool time to be in it. It was stagnant for so many years, you know, like
for sure.
Like forever, pretty much.
I completely agree. And I feel fortunate that we were pretty much the first out of the gate to be the new, you know, age of golf in 2016. And we were definitely one of the first Instagram brands. And it's great to, we weren't super big into Instagram. We're still not very huge on that platform.
What's your big medium then? Socials wise?
Yes, so socials are Instagram is definitely our largest. We don't really invest too heavily in Instagram, that sort of thing. Like, there's not a huge ROI on.
There's no ROI on Instagram.
On social. It's more like, I guess, status. But when you look at it, some of the largest brands have
it's
small.
Street cred. That's what it is.
Yeah, no, 100% it's street cred.
That's all it is. Like, you know, I mean, what I learned is that I had all this traffic on the website, but brands didn't give a shit. Like, they're like, that's cool. But then when I started getting more followers and people started like listening to my stuff and whatever it was, it's like, oh, now I have street cred. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's just weird. I don't know why.
Yeah. There's some brands that go primarily off of Instagram and I'm sure like, you know, that works for them, but I would say like maybe 1% of our sales are directed from our organic Instagram posts and that sort of thing. So
there's I mean, it's like the Gary V. As I like with Gary V, he's like, you got to just, when you make something, make it once and then put it on a bunch of places because you don't really know where or how. And golf is an old sport, especially I can describe it. Like, you know, it's a 40-year-old man, right? That's probably the mean demographic is a 40-year-old man. I mean, it goes up higher than that. So it's almost like, does the 18-year-old guy have money to spend on a $500 driver? No, there's no way in hell, you know?
Yeah.
So you got to kind of pick your medium. So what is your medium?
Sure.
I just do them all, I'm assuming, right? But you probably spend the most time on Instagram, but it's not like that's your driving force.
Yeah, no, for sure. Our big channels are retail, online. But like email marketing is pretty good for us and that sort of thing. So like again, Amazon's an absolute beast, and the amount of traffic that they have obviously surpasses any other commerce platform. So if you're good there and you have a quality product, you'll be able to sell a bunch of units on that platform.
Would you say? I mean, a lot, because I thought it was cool because before we had the call today, we talked about Amazon a little bit, but you know, Amazon's like the devil, right? I mean, you got to do deal with the devil because they have all these rules and all this crap and they kick you out and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you kind of have to do with it because if I feel like, and I would say honestly, a majority of golf brands, unless you're a big one, right? They don't even touch Amazon, which I think is hilarious. They like, well, do everything else but Amazon, right? But it's like, why? I mean, yeah, you got to deal with it, but they're like the second or third biggest search engine. So why wouldn't you not just deal with it, right?
For sure. Yeah. We actually had that incident a few times, especially being located in Canada. We put in a keyword to the front end of our Amazon page. It was like antimicrobial, and Amazon flagged that as a pesticide. So we had basically a year of going back and forth with Amazon to be like, no, it was just a word. We're not
pesticide, we're a towel, dude.
Exactly. And yeah, that shut down like all of our listings. So we basically had to relaunch our Amazon in April this year. So everything that you're seeing from
this fresh
in front of Amazon is exactly
because you're like,
fresh.
F it, I'm not dealing with this anymore. We'll start from scratch.
Exactly. And we had to literally relabel all of our products and which actually kind of worked out for us because we were transitioning to a different
like you had to change all your SKUs and everything too but for the or just on Amazon. Even for even for your retail stuff, you had to like change the SKUs after those guys. Oh shit.
Yeah, we changed our UPCs, our SKUs, which was tedious, but absolutely worth it.
But it's like an audit, right? Because you've been around for 4 years. It's like, okay, now we're gonna kind of clean up the mess of whatever.
Exactly.
And now it's like it's clean. Yeah.
100%.
And we're kind of doing that too on the website right now. On my website, like we're doing an audit ourselves. And because we transitioned, like it took like 9 months, but we redid the entire site and it relaunched like, well, just the way it looks, right? It launched in February, March, like right after the PGA show. It took forever we had to transition all this data into a new, because we pull pricing in real time now, which is cool because nobody does that. So like if I go, oh, you want to buy another towel? Oh, you can buy it. No offense, you can buy it at 5 places, let's say, right? And then who has the best price? Oh, Other has the best price. Just go right to the manufacturer because they gave us a discount or whatever. You know what it might be, but we're still kind of cleaning it up the data. I mean, you find stuff. But that's export all the data out, and now it's all just about database management at this point.
Dude, and you bring up a good point, and it's ridiculous how brands have sales going on and different prices at different channels. We like to keep it super clean. So other than Black Friday, Cyber Monday, we don't run any sales. So yeah, I feel like it kind of like can undercut the brand, and it's really, in my opinion,
it cheapens the brand if there's always a sale on it. It's like then what's the real price?
The brand.
Like, it's like what Banana Republic does. It's like now they're always like, oh, it's 40% off. It's like you're always 40% off. So
that's right.
I mean, it must work for them. You double the price on your clothes and cut it in half. I mean, which is probably still a 50% margin, or something. So, that's. I mean, I see that too. But you don't know what the thing is that a distributor might sell it for less, right? Or I don't know. So then you guys, you launched in what year? 16?
Yeah.
How many towels did you launch in the first round?
Only 3 towels, and 2 of them were really bad. The designs were not solid. If you look up on Google, Old Course Check and Vintage Flower, those were the 2 duds. And
like nobody bought them because they're so freaking ugly. They're like, I'm not buying that.
People bought them because they had no other option when it comes to fashionable golf towels. So it was either that or our other one called Flamingo Lake, which is actually our top seller. Exactly, our top seller.
Flamingo one.
100%. That's our top seller to this day, and it's funny because that was like our original sample.
Why is Flamingo so popular in golf, dude? I don't understand that. I mean, it's cool. I just seen because I know there's like a lot of shirt companies now have the flamingos all over it. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not against flamingos. I like flamingos. My wife's
they're cool. Yeah.
My wife's favorite bird.
Dude, I have like a flamingo right here.
Look at that. See,
like the theme of my condo now that
flamingos.
I have my place. I got a couple of flamingos, like a flamingo catch-all.
They're solid gold though.
No, it was just like a cheap one from West Elm for like $15. But yeah, no, it's funny. Like my ex-girlfriend got me a flamingo from when she worked at West Elm for a little bit, and she thought that was a cool gift. And then I just kind of
But then you dumped
branched
her
it out from
and you
there.
kept the
No,
flamingo?
yeah, no, it was. Yeah, no, it was a good
Listen up,
gift.
ladies.
Yeah, no,
He's single. No, I was kidding. I don't think
yeah.
he's single. I'm just messing around.
No,
That's cool.
no.
Don't tell your new girlfriend if you have one that your ex-girlfriend gave that to you.
Yeah, no, it's wild, man. But I have like flamingo, like our golf ball packaging up as well.
I saw that your new golf balls have the flamingo on it too.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll get to that in a minute.
That's for sure. It's been really fun to introduce that collection, and again, we're only bringing out stuff that's completely new and different. And this icon collection is something that the golf industry hasn't seen.
So you guys started in 2016. What was a Shopify store? I'm assuming.
Right? Yeah.
And then you're the only towel guy out there, because if not, you get the old geezer towel, right, with a heavy ass, caliber towel or something. And so then, how big was that first initial order that you had to do? To you know what I mean? Did you buy like 1,000 towels or something?
Yeah, no. At the time, I should have bought less. I got 1,200 towels, 400 of each design.
Oh no.
And for me, that was insanely.
That's expensive. I mean,
insanely large.
Bulk,
yeah. Yeah.
That's probably.
I was working at summer camp at the time, so my summer camp gig financed a lot of the order, and also got a couple government grants for young entrepreneurs, so that really helped me out. But I had a period of pretty much 30 days where I was supposed to pay the supplier, and I just didn't have cash. So they wouldn't release and send the products until I paid entirely. So I was going to alternate money lenders and trying to figure out.
Were you really? Payday loans,
exactly.
Giving plasma.
I didn't get any of those, but I was highly considering it, and I couldn't get the products for.
And your mom and dad are hell to the no because you didn't go at school. This will be in the Dan book when he's 100 years old. He'll write this book about the time.
Yeah, no, it's good because I'm happy that I didn't have an investor, especially early on.
You did or did not?
I didn't at all. It was
because then they want to control everything, and it's shut the hell up.
Yeah, so that's why I like having entire ownership of the company. Yeah, so it's been a lot faster of a growth trajectory than I could imagine, and we're only 4 years in, and 4.5 years in, and we're really excited about the future and the trajectory right now.
So you had those first 3 towels, and then how'd you market that? Did you just put that on Instagram and run Facebook ads or something? I'm assuming.
Yeah, we posted our an Instagram story with an influencer at the time, Colorado Golf Blog. He was one of the first ones in, and man, I remember he had 15,000 followers at the time, and I thought that was.
He's 250,000 now.
Yeah,
I talked to him yesterday. That's why.
He's a great guy. And so we sold 2 towels with Lee, and that was such a big moment for me. And hindsight, it's nothing, obviously, in relation to a regular business, but I was just starting out and got the 2 towels in, and that was a big moment. But went to the PGA show. I walked the trade show floor, and
did you have a booth that first year or no?
No, man. I was just walking, and I pitched to a couple subscription boxes and some other brands for a collab, and I actually got a few good orders out of those connections.
That's the thing people understand. You don't really need a booth at PGA show.
No,
you don't. Everyone talks to oh man, they're nobody wants to work the booth, right? Number one.
Yeah.
Then you're stuck in your booth the entire time. It's going to cost you more than $10,000 to have a booth, and then people think that they'll have street cred if they go, oh, I have a booth at PGA show.
No,
you should go walk and talk. That's I went this year for the first time, and I might have a booth. Why would I? But I just went around and I just saw my friends pretty much and hung out. But none of them were happy with having to pay as much as they did for the booth. And then always regulations
I think it's over, man.
Too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's dead. It's so dead, dude.
It's over.
I talked to you the other day about this.
It's so over now.
I'm not gonna name who it was, but I talked to them. They're oh, what are you about the PGA show? I'm like, there's no PGA. In case Pearl wants to know, this is what I know about it. They want to have a virtual PGA show, and they want to charge money for that. And nobody's going to do that. I can tell you right now. Save that money and run ads, because I mean, good luck.
That's going to actually
It's be really interesting to come this spring to see how all the big brands are going to spend their money.
Even 2022, I don't imagine us getting a booth then. Like, it's not worth it. Like, everything again is so much more virtual, and what's the purpose? Like,
don't get a booth. If it was me, if I was a new brand, like, this is my opinion. You can do it. Do what you want.
Yeah.
Don't ever get a booth unless you want to spend a bunch of money. Really, just go and hang out and make friends if you don't have them.
Exactly.
That's really what it is. Like, it was crazy, man. We were leaving Topgolf one night, and I was with the guys from True Linkswear, and Chippo was out front, like, doing some kind of thing. I don't even know what it was. And so, like, we already missed it. They were done with whatever they were doing. And then I started talking to Brendan McCauley, who's the CEO. I didn't even know who Brendan McCauley even was. I knew who Chippo was. I was like, oh, I've seen that before. We started talking. He's like, oh, yeah, it's my company. I'm like, oh, cool. And that's how we became friends. Because I literally was walking out of Topgolf at like 11 o'clock at night. Like, that's how you mark. That's how you network.
Sure.
Like,
and it's a lot of time and a lot of work. Probably at least 2-3 weeks and just preparation and getting your booth sorted and contacts and all that sort of business. It's not worth it.
And they have all these weird rules too. Like, I was talking to Asher, and they had I think they had a second floor to their booth. Like, it was this really cool van thing. And then, like, it was all set up, and then they didn't pay, like, I don't know what happened. They didn't pay the right money, or it was against the regulations of the conventions. I don't know what it was, but they couldn't even open it up. It was really bad. It was just like, that's crappy. Like, they were all excited about it. I don't know. It's cool though. No. I mean, if you already know people, it's a lot of fun, because then you're like just excited to see people. And that's where I met the guys at Palm the first time. Like, I had to walk by their booth. I'm like, oh, it's pretty cool. But then you meet all these hoity-toity brands, and then you're just like, whatever. I'm not gonna name brands like that, but like, I was very not impressed. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and then they spent a ridiculous amount of money, upwards of $1 million. The big companies, and
when they have these like mega
even on that
are like crazy huge. I've never seen anything like that. I was blown away. I was like, where are we? This is
dude. Like, it's absolutely
the
insane.
biggest. It was like a city. It was literally that big, but it was a good. I mean, sorry, kind of digressing, but it was fun. I mean. So then 16 you started, and then 17, when did you go to the PGA show? Then did they actually have the booth, 17 or 18?
We had a booth in 18, 19, and then not this year, because I didn't see the point of it. We know where our customers are at, and we're not targeting especially like green grass accounts. So we walked the show this year, met up with a couple contacts, and
cool. I didn't
so
know
much easier that way.
Probably would have texted you and been like, hey man, where are you at?
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe in 2022, like, roll in, but most likely won't have a booth. And just we meet up at the food court, and it's a lot more lightweight that way. Yeah, it's packed. But if you go there at the right time, like not during lunchtime, then it's actually, you can get a spot.
Yeah, you can sit there.
Yeah.
I met with one, like, what they had those like offshoot hallways, you know what I'm talking about? And then like people were in like meeting rooms, which is really weird, but like they would have 4 or 5 brands in a meeting room. So like they didn't get a booth, but you could share this like big, you paid money for this? Like, seriously? It's not even like, this is like in the next town over. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
So when did you release like your second round of newer stuff? Like, you sold some product, right? And then when you launched, and you had Colorado Golf Blog, did you have other influencers too? Like, did you reach out to them and say, hey, would you be willing to like try out my towel, or just send it to them?
There weren't a lot of influencers at that time,
which is crazy.
So it's
not that long ago. Now there's a million of them.
Yeah. Now exactly. There's a lot. There's a big, I would probably say like 50 times the amount of influencers now than there was back then. It's crazy now. So we reached out to a few influencers. Yeah, Instagram gave us some good traffic and
street cred.
I think at the time I was also a little bit on Amazon. And
you guys got on Amazon pretty early.
Yeah, we did get on pretty early, and
smart.
About 2017, 2018, and then as I mentioned, Amazon pulled us in 2019 for the antimicrobial copy. So we're back on now, and it's been a good driver for us. And
would you say you get most of your sales from your own personal website, like the actual website, or do you guys get them from your major accounts at retailers and Amazon? Like what is that what you would say? It's
I
like
would say
people are
retail
stumbling
is,
on your Shopify store. Like, it's not,
yeah,
or is it
yeah.
kind of a mixture?
Our retail accounts are probably about 50%. Yeah. Amazon and Shopify are about 20% each, maybe a little bit more to Amazon, and then 10% just like general custom towels that we do and miscellaneous orders.
That's cool.
So yeah, we're really fortunate to have our retail partnerships, and yeah, we're in over 1,000 doors. So it's really exciting to pretty much go to the States and check out other towels in any city, and same in Canada.
It's so cool, dude.
Yeah,
You're
cool.
like, just how much you've accomplished in a short amount of time, right? And now there's a lot more. There's so many copycats now. It's not even funny, but
yeah. But we're always
I'm nothing to dismiss them, because I mean, you have their own style. I mean, towel's towel, or whatever. But
yeah, it's
more about the quality of the towel, like we were talking about before. Like, you guys are very particular on the towel itself. It's not like it's not like you just buy some cheap ass towel and print something on it. It's like you want a high quality towel that's gonna last a long time, and the color is gonna last. And
it's same with the whole like fast fashion concept. You can buy a cheap, good looking piece of clothing, but it's not going to last for a super long time. So we paid high attention to detail to like the edges, the printing, the fabric. So it does last you a long time, upwards of 3, 4, 5 years. For a golf towel is super.
That's super long.
So
for how much wear and tear it's getting. It's not like it's not like a t-shirt. I mean,
we have some customers from 2016 that still use that same towel. So we'll see how it fares for the next 5 years or so.
So how many towels designs do you guys have like total now that you sell? Like, you were 20, right?
Yeah, we released spring 21 actually yesterday with about 24 new designs. So I believe we're at about like 60 on the website and some other channels, and we're at about 60, 70 designs, probably more than that.
How'd you come up with the name Other?
Other is just the idea to be different, and there's them, and then there's like other. We're the others, and I like the idea of putting a U instead of the O, just again reaffirming that we're different, and aesthetically it looks, in my opinion, pretty cool. So yeah, I'm super happy with that choice. Initially, I was between Other and Differ, DIFFUR.
100%.
Yeah. I'm happy that we didn't go with Differ. It wouldn't have been a great name.
No, you would have changed your name. You'd be like, this is not working. We're Differ. Yeah. It's like you spelled the name wrong. Something to be like.
Yeah.
So you have all new towels on the site. Oh, that's cool. You have a Christmas towel. Look at that.
Yeah, a Santa golfing. My personal favorite is Peace Trip. It's cool. It looks like a sticker almost. A bunch of different stickers on it.
You have a card towel. You have a towel that says golf towel on it. That's so funny.
Yeah, quote unquote golf.
It's a golf towel. Quote unquote.
And then on the back we have it. It says like see reverse side. So it's basically like instructions. See reverse.
Oh, does it really say that? I didn't know that. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So that actually, we released it yesterday, and that one has actually had surprisingly good sales for us.
It's funnier than hell. That's why.
Yeah.
USA, that's cool. I like that one. Canadian towel is cool. Oh, actually, these are all cool. I'm just looking at them. So then how do you come up with these designs? Are these your ideas, or do you have like graphic designers and they just send you, like what's your process when it comes to that?
Yeah. Initially I worked with like a lot of virtual graphic designers, and it was a tedious process. And we have an in-house one that his name is Jordan, who does a lot of our designs, but we also collaborate with a bunch of international designers. So you'll see, like, for example, Other CC, Peace Trip, and a few others, all made by this designer in Spain, a really talented designer. So we have a bunch of different
finding designers on Instagram. There's so many talented designers, and I just love finding like new stuff. I just think it's
for sure. So what we'd like to do is have a bunch of different designers, because we want different aesthetics for different types of golfers.
That's smart.
So design for every type of golfer, pretty much. Yeah.
The Happy Gilmore towel, did they like email you and say, "Where's our licensing?"
Not yet.
Or is it considered art and they don't have to? They can't.
Yeah. We
I don't
haven't
know.
been emailed yet, but it's only sold on our website. So yeah, that's been featured in Golf Digest, which has been super cool for us. And yeah, it's popular for sure.
You have some really cool towels. You guys like, oh, that's crazy. You have like how many? That's a lot of towels. I didn't know you guys just released new towels. Now, the other thing you guys just did, like in the last 2 weeks, is balls, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about the balls.
Yeah, we've been working on it for about 9 to 10 months. And obviously it's a very complicated product. So we wanted to make sure that we partnered with the right factories. And yeah, it's been good, man. We've had a good response. It's only been up for pre-order and it's arriving end of December, but we're fortunate that they'll be rolled out to over 200 Dick's Sporting Goods locations, southern locations. So they're going to get in the hands of a lot of golfers very shortly. And we're excited to put it up on our other platforms. And we're actually working with a couple other golf companies.
Yeah, I just pulled it up on sharing screen. Like, it's pretty cool what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Like, you guys are just, you're very selective on what you do. You know, it's not like you're just slapping on a logo and being like, oh, here's the new other ball, you know, and it's some piece of shit. Or, you know, oh, here's a new other towel and it's not like well thought out. You're just very, what's the word? You're very, I wouldn't say selective.
No, I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? Like, you're taking your time. Like, it's like, and I think that is what the biggest differentiator is between a good brand and a bad brand, right? Somebody's trying to make money off you quickly, or somebody's trying to make you a good product, you know?
Yeah. We actually have another product that we've been developing for over 2 years now. And because it's not right, it's exactly, it's not right. And the small details aren't there. We're not releasing it, even though we would have at this point got some significant orders for them. We're not releasing it until we nail it down. And we're almost at the point right now that we're going to release it definitely early next year. So yeah, it's exciting. Smart. And
I mean, so, I know part of you, because of this way I feel too, and you have to be the same way, is that, you want to release it. You know what I mean? Because you're like so excited by it, but it's not right. And then it's like that balance where you're trying to figure out what's more important, you know, and to you, and same thing with me, it's like not about making the money. It's about making the right product.
Create something that's great, something that really is different and high quality. And we're not going to release any products that are like a Me Too or copycat. And we have a lot of, I guess, R&D going on at the moment and creating new different products. So we have over 8 to 9 different projects at the moment.
Because you're a real brand. You're not just some guy selling towels. You know what I mean? Like you're a real brand. You're very selective in what you're doing, and you want to make quality stuff that people like, and they'll continue to buy from you and be a fan, and not be like, oh yeah, it's another cheap product, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. It's easy, as you mentioned, to just slap a logo on it and
or a style.
I think the best example of that. Exactly. Or style. But our process, like hats are the best example, because there's a lot of companies that buy a blank hat and they slap a logo on it. And if it's one thing if you have a massive following and you're trying to take advantage of that, like you know, that's a completely different story. But when you're selling a product because you're trying to make the highest quality product and you're just slapping a logo on it, it's a very difficult way to do business, because again, you're competing with everyone else that sells that same hat, but your differentiator is your logo, which doesn't really equate
there's
to
no
much
thought put into it. And so that thing annoys me more, like seriously, because I saw that a lot too. When I first started out doing this, is that there's so many like quote unquote startups, right? And it's like, oh, we came out with this new rangefinder. It's like, dude, that rangefinder, 15 other brands are making the same damn rangefinder, and I know who originally made it, you know. And it's same thing. It's like there's just so many products like that, and I don't even, you know, I always get those like requests, like talk to me on Instagram. I'm like, I don't even talking to you. I don't want to buy. You're buying a $4 product and you're trying to sell it for $25. I could go buy a same thing on Alibaba right now and sell it and slap a logo.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you're not real. Like, I don't want to work. I don't even want to talk to you because you're wasting my time and you're going to screw over people on some shitty product.
Customers.
I don't know.
100%. Yeah.
I like working with cool brands that like are actually trying to change the game in a positive way. And there's a lot of them out there that people don't know about because they get lost in the noise, right? Of the bigger budgeted companies. But that's cool. You see, you guys got ball. I bet you. I already know some of the things that you and I talked about it, like that you guys are doing, and I'm like, oh yeah, because you already have it like set up. You're doing it the right way. Yeah, it might take you 6 months before you release it. Who cares? You know, because you're gonna sell a ton of them.
100%. I completely agree. And you know, you ought to have a lot of patience, especially when, again, we were working on the golf balls in like April, and it's just like, when is this going to come out? But I'd rather
now. This is golf
the right
season,
product.
and now here it is December. Now you're going to release it in December.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, you probably make less money right now than had you made it in April. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. 100%.
And that's what you have. I mean, you see that. I don't know. That's always been the problem, I think, with golf is that, especially, you know, it's like every spring, every February, a new golf club comes out, which is better than the last year's golf club.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know.
All these distance claims, it's absolutely absurd. Like if it was true back from like 2015 or 2010, we'd be up like driving at 450 yards and that sort of business. So yeah, I feel like that's a really tough space to be in, developing golf clubs.
You should actually do that. Make a really colorful golf club. Just kidding.
Yeah.
The flamingos on it.
Yeah. Clubs. Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't even touch
No, I don't like that idea.
Apparel and accessories. No. That's where I think people, you know, that's where you can really differentiate yourself, you know, like
exactly.
Products. And golf clubs all look the same. It doesn't matter what type it is. It's always the same damn club. It just looks different. But well, that's cool, man. You guys have a lot going on right now. That's awesome. Well, I also want to say thank you for being on the show today. I know you're a busy guy, super busy. And, you know, we're excited to be working with you. And, you know, thank you for supporting us too, you know, different things we do, like contests and stuff. But
the giveaway.
You guys need to definitely check out others. I don't know. Like I said, they're awesome. They have really, really, really cool towels. And as you can see, like they care about the quality and actually coming up with cool designs and not just slapping a logo on it and saying, see you later. So, but cool, man. Thank you so much. And where can they find you at?
Othersupply.com and at Othersupply on social. And yeah, as I mentioned, check out your local retailer. And we're in Dick's, Golf Galaxy, as I mentioned, Golf Town. So head into one of those stores and yeah, you can check it out. And again, thank you so much, Paul. It's great talking to you and congrats on the contest as you know, we discussed earlier. I'm super stoked to be a part of that. And it's really big.
Yeah. We're day 7. Go day 7.
Contest. There you go. Day 7. I'm excited. And yeah, we'll send out a free other towel to the winner. So definitely enter the contest. And yeah, super appreciative that you have me on and thanks again for this.
Yeah, for sure, man. We'll do it again too. And then when I come to Toronto, we'll play golf.
Yeah, 100%. It was good speaking to you, man.
All right, you take care.
All right, later, man.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Behind the Golf Brand Podcast.
You're going to beat me at golf?
Stay connected on and off the show by visiting golfersauthority.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment.
Golf is always more fun when you win.
Stay out of the beach and see you on the green.